Dobra, lecimy dalej. Czy dzisiaj uda się zdjąć trupa z drzewa? Jaka jest na to szansa? Podejrzewam, że niewielka. Ale okej, do odważnych świat należy. Tutaj jest Everard, dobra. Wchodzimy. Wchodzimy, gadamy, załatwiamy. Jest zajebisty kontener. Kawał chłopa.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone.
Nic nie mów, spójrz mu po prostu w oczy.
The one good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank, grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses. For a moment, you don't know where to look. It is unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead. Yet, he's unperturbed, holding his own.
Patrz dalej.
At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one.
So...
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the
Dowiedzieliśmy się naszego nazwiska.
I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here. Please, have a seat.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Czemu nazywa mnie panem Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
To znaczy, dobra, my musieliśmy tu być przecież, bo wisiała tutaj nasza kurtka, znaczy płaszcz. Więc podejrzewam, że zanim schylaliśmy się w trupa, byliśmy u niego, rozmawialiśmy.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
Nie zwykłem siadać, tak już mam.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
Don't give up, but don't leave either. You're going to have this conversation on your terms. You just need to remain headstrong.
Stój dalej i nigdzie nie idź.
Everard starts whistling a little worker song. He really is trying to ignore you, or will you out of existence.
Stój niezłomnie.
The lieutenant stands right next to you, not showing any signs of impatience or boredom.
I see you are an extremely stubborn man, Mr. Dubois. That ain't necessarily a bad thing.
You did it. This might help against whatever comes next.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today? Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Łapówka.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Chwilkę uznać sił z Gartem.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
To będzie miało konsekwencje. Czy bierzemy łapówkę? Weźmy łapówkę. Dziękuję, Everard. Albo weźmy absurdalnie duży czek, ale nic nie mówmy.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or...
No.
Nie, spoko. Masz swoje zasady.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo.
Próbuj nam wejść na psychę.
Lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
A skąd ty wiesz o mojej zagubionej broni?
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Nie panikuj.
Who does this guy think you
udało
are?
się.
Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him.
Zaraz, co? To jest tutaj mój powód do dumy?
Fuck yeah. Remember when you tried the expression on that little minx in the silver jumpsuit? That was you. Try it on Everard.
Pokaż mu minę, klik, klik.
The fat man seems to be enjoying your rigor mortis grin. He shoots one just like it right back at you. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
Aha. Everard, kolego, posłuchaj. Obaj wiemy, co wprawia w ruch koło zębate tego świata.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters.
Dobry pomysł z tym krzesłem, nawiasem mówiąc, zaśmiej się. Dobry sposób na rozbudzenie w gościach niepokoju.
Why, thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
Nie twierdzę, że jestem skorumpowany, jestem racjonalny.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a lawman. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Questions will show him who's boss.
Nie zapytasz mnie, jak tu wszedłem?
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window. Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
Nie masz tu okna.
It was a figure of speech, Harry. Of course I don't have a window. I'm in a container. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Nazwałeś mnie panem Dubois. Czemu?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
A więc to naprawdę jest moje imię?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
Moja pamięć ma się dobrze. Sprawdzam ci tylko.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder.
Dramaturgia? Spróbujmy.
Everard's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says,
Niestety.
I know everything about you, Harry.
Nie mam nic do ukrycia.
Oh, Harry. Oh, wow. This is really something.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
So how about it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume?
Jakim jestem według tych informacji policjantem?
Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
Przepraszam?
Yes. You seem to be. A lot of the time. But right now, there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you.
Wyjaśnijmy sobie jedno. Jakie jest moje pełne imię i nazwisko?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like a Harry. Strange.
Czuję się jak Dubois, ale niezbyt jak Harry. To powinno być coś dłuższego.
Sure, okay. You're Harold. Harmon. Haroldamus? But that's not what the record says. The record says Harry Dubois, a real man's name. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can.
Wiesz, gdzie mieszkam?
But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay.
Wiesz coś o mojej rodzinie? Mam może żonę, dzieci, albo...
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
Chyba tak, byłbym wspaniałym ojcem.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're gonna make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
Skąd masz tu teczkę?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Porozmawiajmy przez chwilę o innych sprawach.
Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me.
Chciałbym porozmawiać o powieszeniu.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Wyczuwam w tym jakieś ale.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Kim, to prawda? Jesteśmy maszynami do otwierania drzwi?
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
Na pewno.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Założył się, że nie wiesz nawet nic o tym powieszeniu. Albo nie. Czemu sam ich nie otworzysz?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Czyje to drzwi?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Co masz na myśli mówiąc szczur?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Założył się, że nie wiesz nawet nic o tym powieszeniu.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Dobre pytanie, co trzeba będzie zrobić, żeby wkupić się w jego łaskę. Cholera. Dobra, przyjrzał się sprawie. Musimy porozmawiać o tym morderstwie.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Dobra, zapytajmy, czy mógłby nam pomóc w ściągnięciu ciała.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Jesteś przywódcą lokalnej społeczności, więc jej pomóż.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Luke down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you.
Zdejmiemy
Now
trupa.
that he's back on his
What the
feet.
fuck? Jaki progres. Poznałem Joyce, przedstawicielkę firmy.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Po prostu kumplami.
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
Trochę. Joyce mówiła, że poprzedni przewodniczący związku zginął w tajemniczych okolicznościach.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. when she got back, the whole thing was over.
Co się stało z poprzednim negocjatorem, panem Gaumontem?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
Co masz na myśli, Harry? Poczynił ustępstwo na rzeczy związku w poprzednich negocjacjach. Czemu kończyć współpracę z takim sojusznikiem?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
Nazwałeś go Karłem.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or if this is another one of his tricks. This man almost never angers visibly.
Czemu nie pozwoliłeś jej się z tobą spotkać?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Jesteś pewien? Wydaje mi się to trochę dziwne.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Okay then. Positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
Everard, Joyce zdaje się myśleć, że związek z nią pogrywa tymi nierealnymi żądaniami.
Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Dobrze, porozmawiajmy o czym innym.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
Co znajduje się w kontenerze na zewnątrz pańskiego biura?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Jest w nim coś wyjątkowego. Był zaczepiony do kwalsunskiego żurawia.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Aha. Porozmawiajmy o mojej zaginionej broni.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Chwila, czy on naprawdę może trzymać moją broń jako zakładnika?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him
Siema, too
might be
cute.
the only way to do it.
W sumie bardziej tu cutie. Co tam? Jak tam przed świętami? Czy gramy debila, czy twardziela? Czy to znaczy, że jeśli coś dla ciebie zrobił, odzyskam swoją broń?
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
He is not.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Czyli pomożemy mu z tymi drzwiami i on nam odda spluwę. Spoko. Fajny dom posprzątany, jedzenie zrobione, czas na gierki. Dobry timing, dopiero czwartek, wszystko zrobione. Powiedziano mi, że związek ma udział w handlu narkotykami.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
Nie prowadzę.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
And gets over it in 2 seconds. Seems like it didn't really hurt him.
Ale koleś jest zakłamany.
I trust you, like I trust all
Ufam
my
ci na
friends.
pewno.
And I know you'll
Wolny
never talk
czas.
to me about this again.
A co dobrego
because you don't want to
ugotowane?
wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Jakie ciacho upieczone?
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
Team Harry. Team Edward.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Czy zapytamy go o zupkę? Przyglądam się sprawie waszej szemranej zupy.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
Dobra, Everard, na razie sobie idę, ale być może porozmawiamy później.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Wspaniale, nie chciałbym tu utknąć.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Koniec końców zostaliśmy komuchem. Kotlety ziemniaczki. A jaki kotlecik? Niezwykły barszcz. Spytajmy Renę o zdjęcie. Musimy pogadać z Manianą. Dostaliśmy czek, który pewnie w sklepie Frit. Możemy go wymienić na 25 reali. Czynsz huicjonariusza. Huicjonariusz, naprawdę? Zostaliśmy huicjonariuszem? Jak stąd wyjść? A, tędy jest przejście. Schabowe. Elegancko. Miałem dzisiaj robić schabowe, ale w końcu stwierdziłem, że jednak i tak inaczej, że jak gotować to tak, żeby zostało coś na jutro, bo przed wyjazdem mi się nie będzie chciało, a że jutro piątek. A, mogę pogadać z kontenerem? Czy mogę przekonać kontener?
Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Dobra, na razie tu nic nie ugadamy. Jak stąd wyjść w ogóle? Tędy? Nie no, schabowy to jest standard, ale standard nie jest zły. Najgorzej to jest właśnie... Jak stąd wyjść? Najgorzej to jest, jak ktoś za bardzo kombinuje i przez to nie ogarnie nic dobrego.
All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really hard here.
Ja to zrobiłem?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
Musiałem pójść do portu z misterną misją zwiadowczą.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, alright. For now, let's just move on.
Ale jesteśmy chlorem. To znaczy, z kombinowaniem jest taki problem, że musi być przemyślany i zrobiony z zamysłem, z przygotowaniem, a nie, że dzień wcześniej wymyślasz danie, biegniesz i szukasz na ostatnią chwilę składników. Na przykład próbowałem z dziewczyną zrobić takie, nie wiem jak nazwać, rolatki. Taki schab, w który były zawinięte suszone pomidory, szpinak i coś jeszcze, już nie pamiętam. I wszystko spoko, tylko że mam z nim pogadać, tak?
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamique.
Znokautowałem ci niczym Bóg sztuk walki.
True, I said nothing about our personal dynamic. That has altered a little.
W każdym razie, jak robiliśmy te rolatki, to wszystko było spoko. Tylko okazało się, że sama rolatka spoko, ale sos, który był w tym przepisie, był tak paskudny, tak nieprzyjemny, że...
He means very little.
Evrard kazał, żebyś pomógł nam zdjąć ciało z drzewa.
So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both
Aha.
of you.
Ale z kolei, jeżeli on pójdzie sam, może uszkodzić ciało albo schować do wody. Nie lubię przepisów z TikToka. TikTok ma ten problem, że masa przepisów tam jest po prostu zrobiona tylko, żeby wyglądała. Wiele rzeczy ma się ładnie prezentować na nagraniu, a smakuje naprawdę beznadziejnie.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
Chwilę, to znaczy pokazanie wszystkim, że przyjmujemy rozkazy od związku.
Yes, that is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
Poruczniku, jeśli nie chcemy tego zrobić,
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend.
dobra, bo inaczej nie zdejmę tego trupa. Naprawdę, nie zdejmę
His
inaczej tego trupa.
mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Dobra, w porządku, poczekajmy.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Ech. Tonkatsu to chyba bardziej jako dodatek do ramenu.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as
Chociaż
he
może z
leaves.
ryżem.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Tak, prawo to tutaj my.
Cool, I like
Cool.
men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Też chciałbym móc to zobaczyć.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evrod's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
Chłopie, ty jesteś podstawiony.
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Tak, jestem niesamowicie skorumpowanym gliniarzem, korumpuję się przy każdej okazji.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
A gdzie trup?
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Nie było żadnego wyboru stron, zrobiliśmy co było niezbędne dla zachowania porządku.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Sprzedaliśmy się. Niestety. A jaki to jest cosik ogólnie? Z czego on jest? Maniana, ty mi miałeś dać klucze. Od razu skoro tu jestem.
How'd you like our harbor?
Pracownicza utopia.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Czy masz jakąś tezę, kto mógł zabić wisielca?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
Port to najbardziej podejrzany teren. Czy twoim zdaniem jego pracownicy mogli brać udział w morderstwie?
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
W jaki sposób zmuszeni?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Chwila, co to znaczy?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Ty go zabiłeś?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such a thing.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Everard mówił, że masz klucz do drzwi.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Miałem nadzieję, że ty mi powiesz.
Of course, I got you. You don't know anything.
3 łyżki sosu Worcestershire, 3 łyżki ketchupu, 3 łyżki sosu ostrygowego, łyżeczkę cukru, łyżeczkę soku z cytryny. Nie jest trudne. To znaczy sos ostrygowy, ten najtańszy, wiadomo, że jest beznadziejny. Ketchup też wiadomo, jakiego użyjesz, taki będziesz miał. Czasami jest za słodki, czasami jest zbyt pikantny, ciężko trafić. Ale no, nic w tym trudnego. Osobiście nie lubię sosu ostrygowego.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Myślę, że jakby dodać do tego glutaminianu sodu, to byłby taki jak ze sklepu. Słyszałem coś o szczurze i chyba nie chodziło o lokalny gatunek szczura polarnego. Rozumiesz, co mam na myśli?
Polar weasel? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend.
Nie jestem rasistą.
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jive.
Ogólnie mam sporo questów do zrobienia, ale trochę się odblokowało. Trochę się rozluźniło, jeżeli chodzi o niektóre tematy. Mamy klucz, zdjęliśmy trupa. Żyć, nie umierać. Jest jeszcze cokolwiek, co powinienem wiedzieć o tym zadaniu? Kiedy ten cały szczur wróci do domu?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting. Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Wiesz coś może o chłopakach Hardiego?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
Czy chcemy pojechać z takim tekstem? Istnieje tylko jedno prawo, przyjacielu. Jestem nim ja. Nie no, odpuśćmy. Nie idziemy w tą stronę.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Czemu strajkujecie?
We're negotiating our share.
Wasz udział?
Aye.
Zaraz, czyli nie chodzi o pensję, odprawy albo...
This stuff. They already covered.
Nie powinniście być w takim razie im wdzięczni? To więcej niż ma tutaj większość ludzi.
Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for every piece.
A jak dużego udziału byście oczekiwali?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Everard, wasz szef, co możesz mi o nim powiedzieć?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
Na czym właściwie polega przewodniczenie związkowi?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
Jego biurko wydawało mi się całkiem luksusowe.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Not you, you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door.
Jesteś komunistą?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Nie powinieneś brać tego, co nie twoje.
Then how can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. The prairie is wide enough for all of us.
Zdaje się, że spędziłeś wiele czasu na rozmyślaniach nad sytuacją polityczną.
Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
To wcale nie brzmi czadowo, raczej przestarzale, nie modnie, nie jak disco.
The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider, if need be, an endless torrent of time.
Miło było porozmawiać, muszę lecieć. Dobra. Pchnijmy trochę fabułę. Fuck yeah. Wymieńmy najpierw czek. Dla chujcjonariusza. Frit.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Muszę wymienić ten wielki, krzykliwy czek na pieniądze.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now.
Speedy G.
Speed and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers maybe.
Aż to krzesło jest chujowe. A, moje plecy. Dlaczego wszystko mi się ostatnio rozpada? Twierdzisz, że nie chcą zdzierać z Fried. Czemu?
Because Frit has an army.
Chwila, armię w sensie najemników, gotowych do zabijania ludzi?
Yeah, like 2,000 or so.
Ale po co Fried armia? To tylko sieć sklepów. To trochę jak Lidl i Biedronka, te wojny korporacyjne.
I don't know. It stops people from robbing Frit, I guess. If they know there's an army, I mean, I wouldn't want to fuck with them anyway.
Businesses often hire private security this side of the river. It's an unfortunate state of affairs, but not unheard of.
Ale po to właśnie jest policja.
You think the police, like, bother catching shoplifters? Frit polices themselves, so, yeah. Anything else you wanted?
You better behave yourself in this fritte, or who knows what will happen.
Dobra, idziemy stąd. Spoko, czyli mamy hajs. Za hajs mogą kupić magnetofon. Mogą też opłacić pokój w hotelu, co też mi dużo da. Też muszę się dostać. Tu jest trup, czy on leży na ziemi? Tak, złamał gałąź, jebaniutki. Bo jak byłem na górze, to gdzieś tutaj stał koleś, który był świadkiem. Także na razie zostawił trupa. Ale skoro też trup leży, mogą w końcu pogadać z Klasję i zapytać się o... W sumie o to, kim był trup. Trup to, trup tamto. A nie Jakim cudem nie przeszukałem tych worków? To niepodobne do mnie. Weźmy magnes na morale. Chociaż moje morale ma się doskonale.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent
Z nią
rushing
gadałem.
down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Zacznijmy od twojej grupy krwi, potem już pójdzie.
Go where? Accosting a miner?
Aha,
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways.
ciągle spoglądasz w bok, na co?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her
Siema,
staring.
Zamojku. Krzysiu, zdjąłem trupa. Udało mi się zdjąć trupa. W sensie jeszcze z nim nie gadałem, ale zdjąłem trupa. Gadałem z Evrartem, przekonałem Evrarta, żeby miarogłowy go zdjął i miarogłowy go zdjął, bo kopnąłem go z półobrotu, więc bał się podskoczyć. Tak jest.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Masz na myśli Joyce?
On a first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Swoją drogą jestem ciekaw, czy jakbym nie kopnął miarogłowego z półobrotu, tylko normalnie dał mu spiąchę, czy wtedy też bym mógł tak zdjąć trupa. Bo ogólnie Evrard tak trochę z szacunkiem bardziej podchodził do sprawy. Co to jest ozon?
It's where they grow whores like her and their whoremen.
Myślę, że gdybym został skrajnym rasistą, to tak, myślę, że wtedy by się zgodził miarogłowy. Swoją drogą, Krzysiek, jakbyś szukał kiedyś dobrego izotonika, Dostałem dzisiaj za free. To nie jest reklama. Doktora Vita, czerwono-pomarańcze. Zajebisty jest. Jeden z najlepszych, jakie w życiu piłem. Skąd to negatywne nastawienie?
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor?
Nie simpuję. Wiesz coś o niedawnym morderstwie?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Co robisz z tą ścianą?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Czyli nie wiesz, co napisać.
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
Czemu z takim zapamiętaniem niszczysz ten budynek?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
Mam o tym swoje zdanie, chcesz jej poznać?
Yeah?
Uwielbiam sztukę w miejscach publicznych, działaj dalej, nie zwracaj na nas uwagi.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Do zobaczenia, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Cały czas. O tym wiem. Czy mogę coś zrobić z tym muralem?
Just an ordinary wall.
Nie. Cały czas nic. Gdzieś tutaj, jak byłem na górze, odpowiedziała mi świadka. Tutaj w ogóle mam wejść. To są drzwi szczura. Albo szura. Czy to jest ten świadek?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Nie zamierzam ci ich przysparzać. Chcę tylko wiedzieć, co się tu dzieje.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare.
Nie, już mieliśmy papieroski.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Prawdę mówiąc, żandarmeria naprawdę musi z tobą porozmawiać.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete. His lithe form was practically made for vaulting over the high bar.
Ćwiczysz coś, synu?
Occasionally. Why?
Tak po prostu powinieneś rzucić palenie, synu, nie służy zdrowiu.
You're right. It's horrible for the skin. Very aging.
Tak. No tak, zajebiście szkodliwe. Zajebiście, no. Tak wygląda każdy palacz, dosłownie, kiedy mu się każe rzucić. Nie wiem, dlaczego próbowałem w ogóle.
Not that he has to worry about getting old yet. He's sparkling with youth. A radiant demigod.
Możesz podać mi swoje imię?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
Zdaje się, że masz stąd dobry widok na podwórze Werling. Możesz mi coś powiedzieć o wieszaniu?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Naprawdę?
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look,
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
Jakiego przyjaciela?
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
Jak się naprawdę nazywa twój przyjaciel? Widział coś?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, the neighboring windows are streaked with rain. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
Dobrze, porozmawiamy później.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
92%. Musi się udać, prawda? To się musi udać.
This isn't a place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains?
Hej, posłuchaj. Próbuję tylko wszystko tu ponaprawiać. Możemy się spotkać gdzie indziej?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes, compassion and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Dobra, czyli pod kamieniem jest klucz, tak?
He's gone.
Powinniśmy za nim biec, zobaczyć gdzie się udał.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
Więc się po prostu poddamy.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Świetnie, tak zróbmy.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it.
Przewróć go.
There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity he doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in any of them.
Jak znajdziemy właściwy?
We'll just have to go in and see.
Dobra, czyli mogę wejść do apartamentowca. Mam bardzo dużo do zrobienia znowu, z każdej strony. To są drzwi, które mam otworzyć, tak? Drzwi szczura. Ale może chodźmy za typem z balkonu. Tak na dobry początek. Podnoszony okulary audytor. Plus 1 do logiki. Chrapanie jest jakieś przerażające, lepiej stąd iść. Dobra, zanim zacznę pukać do drzwi, Pięcioramienna gwiazda.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
Przyjrzyj się symbolowi dokładniej.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment and fear in equal measure.
Czemu gwiazda jest do góry nogami?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Czemu akurat biel?
Because white is the color of peace.
Co we mnie budzi ten widok?
You see noble aims, but also mountains upon mountains of corpses. They should have taken a more measured approach. Also, you're really smart.
Tu mi się zrobił save. Buchnijmy pocztówkę. $25 reali. Pluton egzekucyjny dla bogatych. Tu jest wyjście, tu jest balkon.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
Rozetrzyj sobie boki, żeby się ogrzać.
A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Jej twarz.
Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
Plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Rozejrzyj się sam.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room.
Wzdrygnij się. A, ciekawe. Ktoś zburzył ścianę, czyli mogą tędy wejść do zamkniętej części. Zajrzeć do lodówki. Wziąć na safet i pieniądze. Mogą też wyjść na balkon, tak? Z tej strony. Czy to jest ten balkon, gdzie stała czacha? Tak. Buteleczki. Nigdy nie myślałem, że tak się będę cieszył na butelki do zbierania. $2,25 majątek. Z tą już gadałem. Co to jest? Kotłownia? 5, 3... Nie no, coraz lepszy hajs. Spodnie robotnicze. Ktoś tu spał niedawno. Węgiel z chemikaliami. Czy to jest to, co sprowadzali nam w zeszłym roku? Nie no, mamy 42 reale, starczy na pokój i na coś jeszcze. Jeszcze buteleczki do sprzedania. To jest wyjście. Pytanie, czy jak wyjdę, to będę mógł wrócić tędy. A że jestem leniwy i nie chcę biec dookoła. tak, mogą już sobie wchodzić i wychodzić. Dzień dobry.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
This woman's health is failing her. There's not much to do. Not in this damp.
Wszystko w porządku? Mam wezwać lekarza?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
Oj.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
Kim pani jest?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Mieszka tu pani?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room.
Aha, to
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
szukam Martina Martinez.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
Nie, nie rozumie pani, szukam prawdziwego człowieka imieniem Martin Martinez. Powiedział mi, że tak się nazywa.
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Tim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
Ups.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Szukamy informacji na temat młodego mężczyzny w wieku 20 kilku lat. Ciemne włosy, szczupła budowa ciała. Pali papierosy na balkonie. Wie pani, gdzie mieszka?
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
Nic, chcę tylko z nim porozmawiać. Wie pani, gdzie on mieszka?
Talk?
Zaraz mi tu sprzątaczka umrze.
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Mam kilka pytań co do tych apartamentów.
Ask away, policeman.
Czemu w porzuconym mieszkaniu jest dziura w ścianie?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
With how small these rooms are, wouldn't you want to break the wall down?
Wie pani, kto mieszka w przejętym mieszkaniu?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
She really doesn't like those nut jobs. Bad blood there.
Czy jeden z lokatorów jest na wakacjach, ma zapełnioną skrzynką pocztową?
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
Co może mi pani powiedzieć o Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
To wszystko, dziękuję.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Dziękuję, to ja już pójdę. Aj, staruszka nam umiera. Zajrzyjmy do mieszkań.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Zapukaj.
The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side.
Zapukaj ponownie.
A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Policja, proszę otworzyć.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Later then, entering this door seems a physical challenge.
Odejdź. A tutaj?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Przyjrzyj się kłódce.
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Odejdźmy. Załóżmy nożyce. Mamy je. Mamy je przecież. Gdzie one są?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A
42?
chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Spróbujmy.
What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working.
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax.
No myślisz, że co próbuję zrobić?
Perhaps you should give it another go.
Jeszcze raz.
The shackle snaps like a twig,
Uff.
and the lock falls
Mało
to the
brakowało.
floor with a little thud. It should
Byłby
be
trochę
possible to
wstyd.
enter now.
After you, Detective.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Mazov.
Kras Mazow to masowy morderca. Nie ma nic czadowego w trzymaniu jego popiersia na szafce nocnej.
He was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Czemu lokator tego mieszkania ma w swojej sypialni popiersie Krasa Mazowa?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Ktokolwiek tu mieszka musi nauczyć się faktycznych zasad ekonomii.
I suspect that's exactly what they are trying to do. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Dobra. Czy mamy coś ciekawego tutaj? Nabój kalibru 9 mm. I marynarka sportowa. Dobra, chodźmy do naszego informatora. To jest wyjście na balkony. Nie, to jest wejście na balkony. Czy to jest mieszkanie? Otwarte mieszkanie. To jest łazienka. To jest wyjście na balkon. A co my mamy tutaj? Pieniądze. Rozmaryn, tymianek i kaktus. Rozejrzyjmy się. 29. To jest 28 w takim razie. No to chodźmy do naszego informatora.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Zapukajmy.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Dobra.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Co masz na myśli?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Czy gdybym go zagadał pierwszego dnia, czy wtedy już dzisiaj mógłbym go odblokować? A, fuck. No i to jest dobre pytanie. Nie pomyślałem o tym.
Suddenly, He's a little worried about your memory.
W porządku, jutro o 21:00.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him.
Dobra. To co, idziemy na podwórze? Tylko pytanie, czy najpierw do trupa, czy najpierw chcę ogarnąć sprawę szczura? Najpierw chcę zrobić save'a mimo wszystko. To jest, rozumiem...
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Przyciśnij ucho do drzwi.
The door is slick with rain. You don't hear any movement inside. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Zapukaj ostrożnie.
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
You feel eyes on you, watching you from the window overlooking the yard.
Poruczniku, co sądzisz o zadaniu, którego się podjęliśmy?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
A więc nie masz nic przeciwko temu, żebym otworzył drzwi?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it. On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Skłamać się Wrartowi? To też jest to rozwiązanie?
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's
Sprawdzamy
behind the
to.
door.
Otwórz drzwi za pomocą klucza maniany.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Well, buddy, you opened it. No need to go inside. It would be rude. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator.
Oczywiście, że wejdziemy.
A fountain of quicksilver.
A jak nie wejść, skoro każdy mówi, żebym tego nie robił? I to jest pewnie sztuczka, żebym tam faktycznie
As you
wszedł.
hold the open door, you can feel the air move.
I zostanę za to
A little
ukarany.
draft, a whistle.
Zróbmy save na wszelki. Może pułapki są albo coś.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
O co chodzi z tym słońcem?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
Co to jest cud siedmiokrotnego słońca?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag. It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomenon of this wondrous archipelago. You're sure you once saw sundogs in your youth and blue flares.
Poruczniku, stara flag monarchii.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Ukłoń się przed flagą.
The lieutenant does not bow to the flag. It accepts your salute with quiet dignity. It is not my flag, he thinks. My flag is the signal blue of the zone of control.
Co my tu mamy? Elegancka koszula.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Postukaj w kubki.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
Co mam na myśli poprzez dyskomfort?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Taki kubek znaleźliśmy w śmietniku. Typowy dupek.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Wyciągnij swój kubek z żółtym człowiekiem, porównuj go z innymi.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Naprawdę myślisz, że to ta sama osoba, która zostawiła w śmietniku ubranie zabitego?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter. But still, a nice coincidence.
Zostaw kubki w spokoju. Dobra, spadamy stąd, zanim wróci właściciel. Potencjalny morderca w sumie. Co mi zostało? Mogę w końcu pójść do trupa. To nie jest zły pomysł. Mogę też sprawdzić jeszcze raz ślady.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Matematyka wzrokowa, średni, policz je dokładnie.
Wow, still not
Jestem w tym
doing it.
chujowy.
You're bad at this.
72%. Wyszepcz sam do siebie, dlaczego to takie skomplikowane wciąż mi nie wychodzi.
Maybe you keep failing because you suck.
Aha, to zabolało. Moje serduszko, moje biedne serduszko zabolało, jak mi to powiedział. Masz sobie podleczy morale. Odejdź. To takie smutne. No siema trup.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Coś pięknego.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Autopsji polowej.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Nie mam kogoś innego, żeby go rozciął i wybebeszył.
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work.
Chwila, honorowy stopień detektywa.
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective,
Tak, czył się jak detektyw.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Przede wszystkim, czym dokładnie jest autopsja polowa?
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Masz może drugą parę rękawiczek?
Unfortunately, no.
Mam rękawiczki ogrodnicze, może wystarczą?
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
You're being handled. If you resist now, he will turn on his heavy-duty authority mode. You will get your chance to dig in later.
Po prostu to wypełniamy, prawda? Pokaż mu czerwony formularz autopsji polowej w swoim notatniku.
That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol.
Powiedz mi coś, Marelaku.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Nie mogę otworzyć cholernej przegródki w moim notatniku.
The Blue Heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do.
Aha.
Fuck it hard. Corpo the clown.
Aha.
He means force. It'll work.
Come back later, Corpo.
Otwórz...
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Aha, dobra. Otwórz swój notatnik na formularzu autopsji polowej.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
Rozpocznij, asystent.
That's you.
Harry Dubois.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says...
Numer sprawy koronera.
KK57-0803.0815.
Zapisz to.
Next.
Imię.
NA. Next.
Data urodzenia.
NA.
Wiek.
Roughly 50.
Wpisz około 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Rasa.
Mondial.
Zapisz to.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Płeć.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Wpisz bzyku, bzyku. Nie no, profesjonalizm. Wpisz mężczyzna.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Data śmierci.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Ślady upozorowania.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
Nie jestem taki pewien.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Obróć stronę.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Oględziny zewnętrzne, podsumowanie.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Zapisz to.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Zapisz to.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85. And no, you could not take him straight on.
Wpiszę 1,85 m po roczniku.
Of course, I undercompensated. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Dotknij włosów trupa przed przejściem dalej.
His hair feels wet,
Siemano.
soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that
Co tam, jak
different
tam?
from a living person.
Jak tam dzień
After
mija?
a swim.
Czy dopiero wstałeś? Czy ja chcę głaskać trupa po włosach? I czy chcę zrobić to tak bardziej bezuczuciowo, czy delikatnie, z uczuciem? Przesuń delikatnie ręką po jego włosach.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand, like thread off a rag doll's head.
Głaszcz go dalej.
More hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull
Czy nie ma
below.
rozbity łeb?
An alien landscape.
Co słychać? Nic ciekawego. Przedświąteczna zamuła. I sprawy kryminalne.
There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now.
O, już dobrze, dziecinko, nie żyjesz.
The lieutenant watches you in silence.
Zapisz krótkie, jasnobrązowe, męski typ łesienia. Tak, łesienie jest bardzo męskie.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Pogłaskaliśmy trupa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
No w sumie tak, on jest pobity, bo przecież ten dzieciak rzucał w niego kamieniami. To ma sens.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
No sorry, Kuno. Zajebiście mocno rzucał w niego kamieniami.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Zapisz to, ale dodaj informacji o dużej szybkości.
Ligature mark.
Stwierdz porucznik, wyciąga z kieszeni mały składany nóż, naprężając pas drugą ręką, zaczyna przecinać nożem poliester. Teraz jak o tym myślę, skoro on miał nóż, to czy ja naprawdę musiałem się bić z rasistą na moście i strzelać do paska? Czy nie dało się po prostu... Nie oszukujmy się. Jesteśmy grubym alkoholikiem bez formy. Jakbym wlazł na tą drabinkę, to znając życie, umarłbym.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
A i tak bym nie przeciął pasa, okej.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Pytanie, czy to jest... O tak, jestem gotowy. Czy to jest... O tak, jestem gotowy. Poklep nożycy do metalu.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Aha, czyli i tak muszę wybrać drugą opcję. Dobrze, że mamy te nożyce do metalu.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
O Boże, 83%. Nie możemy tego zjebać. To niemożliwe.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying
Ale
the
byłby
belt
wstyd.
together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Dociśnij.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Skąd on mógł spaść? Chyba z drzewa? Ale pośmiertnie? Nie miałby śniaka.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia...
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Czy to nie wygląda, jakby w chwili śmierci czuł przyjemność?
Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
Dobra. Koroner czy odczyt parapsychiczny? Profesjonalizm czy bycie szurem? Nie, próbowałem przeprowadzić odczyt parapsychiczny.
No, you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous. Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal fluids analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor.
Przyjrzyj się genitaliom.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Nie spodziewałem się aż tak dokładnego opisu genitaliów trupa.
You should touch it.
Dlaczego miałbym go dotknąć? Nie mówię, że tego nie zrobię, ale... dotknij go.
Doesn't feel like anything. Just cold flesh under your finger. Unremarkable and unalive.
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
This wasn't necessary. What's going on here? Why are you doing that?
Dobre pytanie. Dlaczego ja to robię? Badam, to policyjna robota. Nie musi być standardowa.
The lieutenant is unaware of what's happening in your head and why you're touching it. He merely expects you to write down his notes on the man's genitalia so you can move on.
Zajebiście musiałby być z nami pracować. No, sprawdzamy trupa. Nasz partner robi oględzinę, my sobie bierzemy tak po prostu macamy kutasa trupa na taką. Taką. I w sumie bez powodu. Do niczego nas to nie doprowadziło. Ach, piękna jest praca w policji. Zapisz to i dodaj próbkę nasienia.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are all combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
To ciało żołnierza, najemnika.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
Czy pomagamy, czy zostawiamy to profesjonaliście? Przecież nie urwiemy mu ręki, nie? Podnieś rękę.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
Mam na imię...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
O kurwa. Miło trzymać cię za rękę. Podobało ci się, kiedy gładziłem cię po włosach? Spotkaliśmy się już. Dotykałem twoich genitaliów. Kurwa. Dwie mocne opcje. Nie no, tak bardziej osobiście. Dotykałem twoich genitaliów.
That you have, Kobo, that you have. We're real tight that way. In that special way.
W bardzo wyjątkowy sposób.
We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
No niekoniecznie.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Spodziewaliśmy się jakichś?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Z drugiej strony, skoro brak śladów walki, to w jaki sposób go powiesili?
Working so close to the fumes coming from the corpse must be hard. You realize suddenly that the lieutenant has been barely keeping it together these past two items.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Czy teraz on się zżyga? Oględziny wewnętrzne?
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Naprawdę? Nie, zapisz brak danych.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth, Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Aha.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Aha.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
Zajrzyj zabitemu w usta.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
Zajrzyj głębiej do środka.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
Mięso i mrok.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Zapisz to.
Hepatobiliary. Na.
Czemu nie mamy nic?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Zapisz brak danych.
Same for toxicology and serology. Na.
Z jednym i drugim.
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
Mój wewnętrzny perfekcjonista każe się zastanowić, czy nie ma czegoś, co dałoby się jeszcze zrobić.
We already have one test as per regulation, and we already requested semen.
Pigs requested semen like it's no big deal.
Is he touching it again? What is wrong with these mulkers?
Tak, lepiej zostawmy jak jest, to ważniejsze.
Leave it Na then. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Zapisz to pomijając, voilà.
What's next on the list?
Opis uszkodzeń ciała, podsumowanie.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fills. Leave a 4th one too.
A co z uszkodzeniami spowodowanymi przez nas?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Dobrze, spowodowanymi przeze mnie.
Okay, so there's a spin-stabilized munition from a Kiel A990 muzzle loader lodged in his lung. I don't think we should mention that. Better not to muddy the waters.
Czyli wracam do obrażeń.
Injuries.
Ugryzienia.
Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Opinia, rana śmiertelna.
Fatal injury by seagulls?
No dobra, w takim razie nie jest to rana śmiertelna.
Yes, it's...
Uszkodzenie nie będące przyczyną śmierci, pośmiertne.
That's right. What's next?
Uszkodzenie ciała.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity. The lieutenant's admission has caused great gratitude in Kuna. He is silent with it.
Zapisz to.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, The description of injury. 2 boxes.
Pośmiertne.
Right. Next.
Zaśnienie wokół szyi. Albo nie, zapytaj mnie, do czego jest 4. pole na urazy.
Nothing. Just in case.
Zaśnienie wokół szyi.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. What was that about no clawing around the neck? You'd be clawing for your life.
Dobre pytanie. Dlaczego on nie walczył? Na rękach nie miał śladów, nie ma zdrapań, nie próbował się wyrywać. Był albo naćpany, albo wieszali go pośmiertnie. Pośmiertne.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Why do you say that? Is it the Siegel murder again, or are you serious?
Mówił poważnie, nie sądzę, żeby to ten uraz go zabił.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Czemu nie drapał sobie gardła, kiedy go wieszali i czemu nie związali mu rąk? Tak potężny mężczyzna jest niebezpieczny.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrists. That part got blurry for me. The stench.
Dobra.
But you are right. There should be signs of struggle. Let's leave the cause of death empty for the time being.
Kim jest kurwa skorumpowanym gliniarzem? Tak samo to, że do świadka każe nam przyjść na kolejny dzień dopiero na 21, żeby zdążyli go sprzątnąć. Tak samo, że pomija takie proste obserwacje.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Dobrze, jak poszło?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Może trzeba by za to wypić? Później znaczy się. Nie chcę boostować elektrochemii. Chcę się wyrwać z alkoholizmu. I co teraz?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Wyrwij kopię stron z opisem sekcji zwłok.
For processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
Rzućmy na percepcję. 8%.
You run your hands over the
Czego ja się
victim's
spodziewałem?
cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Spójrz na jego paznokcie, jak to już zrobił Kim.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Mam przeczucie, że coś jest w tym ciele jeszcze do odkrycia.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
O kurwa, czy to ma być gra słów? Nie jest to chyba sprawa niecierpiące zwłoki.
If you want for this task to slowly become impossible, then yes. Otherwise, no. He's been hanging out far too long already.
Jednak
we
nie.
need to ice him.
Not to mention the damage that would be dealt to the force's reputation by the corpse just rotting here like this.
No dobra, gdzie znajdziemy lodówkę na ciało?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Pan Kim to ma nieźle przejebany z nami. To tak jakby pracować z najgorszym debilem w całej służbie. Przychodzisz do pracy i każą ci pilnować alkoholika z amnezją, który gada z trupami i ma jakieś dziwne wizje. A ty chciałeś być tylko skorumpowanym gliniarzem, który chce zataić morderstwo.
Only if all else fails.
Dobra, ale czy odblokowała mi się opcja pogadanie z trupem?
Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Najpierw zerknę, czy to nie jest faktycznie na czas schudź ciało. Nie. Nie ma zegarka. Spoko.
Soon, you'll be looking for clues in a pile of sludge and bones.
No dobra. Powiedz mi coś, Umarlaku.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Podczas autopsji powiedziałeś, że znasz pradawne tajemnice.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Tak, ale gdzie, mój bracie?
Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
Czy jeżeli się napiję, to trup mi powie? Znaczy ta część osobowości, którą mamy, która odpowiada za trupa. Czy po prostu jest to metafora tego, że jeżeli zaczniemy chlać, to my się powiesimy?
Come back later, Kobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Dobra, odejdźmy. Czy ja mogę sobie zboostować jakąś percepcję? Ciało jak narzędzie, reakcja, przekonywanie, spirit, logika, konceptualizacja, logika. Czy ja mam jakieś minusy do percepcji? Zacznijmy od tego. Dawno nie gadaliśmy z naszym krawatem, tak poza tym. Aha, czyli spodnie boostują mi elektrochemię. Te spodnie też boostują elektrochemię. Dlaczego spodnie każą mi brać narkotyki? Nie mam nic na percepcję, chyba że... rozumność. Kurde, czy papierosy boostują percepcję? Nie pamiętam. Teoretycznie. Mam 2 punkty umiejętności do wykorzystania. Gdzie jest percepcja? Tak. Mógłbym ją rozwinąć. Ale czy warto? Czy ja coś odkryję? Czy lepiej iść w to, w co szedłem wcześniej? Trudne się wylosowało. Nie, chyba spróbuję po prostu rzucić.
The man is deep. The
17%.
lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
No. Come on. Biały test. Jak coś, to zboostujemy
You really ought to wait until
percepcję.
the cadaver is refrigerated. Digging around in this mess now is proving hopelessly difficult.
Powtórzymy to, jak znajdziemy lodówkę. Tak. Zobaczmy, co my tutaj mamy. Ilość questów mnie przeraża. Tajne przejście w Whirling. Tam pewnie dragi robią. Kogo mogę zapytać o tatuaże? Muszę do 21 zapłacić za pokój. Dowiedzieć się, kim jest kierowczyni. Czyli znowu gadać z masą ludzi. Chodźmy najpierw do René. Zapytam go o zdjęcie żony.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
Widziałem przy rondzie pomnik Filipa III.
Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Dobry król.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
Jak powinien rządzić prawdziwy król?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Też myślę, że jakbym brał kokainę, miałbym wyjebane na poddanych i podejmowałbym zdecydowane decyzje. Wydaje mi się, że przywódca powinien przede wszystkim dbać o swój lud, a nie o siebie.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
Wspomniał pan coś o kokainie.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
Kokainowy koneser. Czy jest sposób, żebym dostał do zinternalizowania kokainowego konesera? Czy jest to gdzieś na liście? Widzę homoseksualne podziemie, ale to nie do końca to. Antagonista receptorów opioidowych. Rasizm już skreśliliśmy. Ciekawe. Ale chyba nie.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
Wyobraźcie sobie, że epokę w historii Polski ktoś by nazwał regnum cocainum. To musiałyby być zajebiste czasy, naprawdę.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
A może te czasy trwają teraz?
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
Wspomniał pan coś o światach na wyższym poziomie egzystencji. Brzmi ciekawie.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Dobra, porozmawiajmy o czym innym.
Right.
René, znalazłem pana budkę strażniczą.
Yes, the Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Widziałem tam zdjęcie, był pan na nim... Wydawał się pan szczęśliwy. Kim była ta dziewczyna?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Musiał pan widzieć cokolwiek w noc morderstwa. Pańska budka ma okna wychodzące na podwórze.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Zaraz, czemu jest pan na zwolnieniu?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
Facet musi być facetem, wszystko przetrzyma.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
A tak, napiłbym się kawy.
It's his heart.
Domyśliłem się, że to serce, naprawdę. Nawet bez tego testu. Kto w takim razie zastępował pana tej nocy?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Siema nieziemski. Twoje zdrowie. Jak tam nieziemski? Jak tam dzień mija? Co tam? Nic ciekawego. Zamuła jakaś dzisiaj. Było piękne słońce z rana. Teraz zaszło i wieje. Spać się chce.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Ma znaczenie raczej symboliczne. Raczej symboliczne.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any
To tak jak
ill-minded individuals.
dosłownie ochroniarze w marketach, tak? Wiadomo, że nic nie zrobi, ale jest. Czekajcie chwilę.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
I właśnie. Everard z jednej strony jest szują, ale jednak jest przestępcą, który działa na rzecz swojego otoczenia, społeczeństwa, nazwijmy to, okolicy. Nie ma absolutnie nic złego w zbieraniu pojemników. Też tak sobie dorabiam. Z dumą pokaż swoją torbę. Zapomniałem, że mam żulicjanta.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
Rozumiem, dziękuję.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps
Co?
my senses sharp.
Próbujemy? Co sprawia, że ten stary żołnierz trzyma się tak dumnie.
All you observe
Czego ja się
is a
spodziewałem?
veteran refusing to let go
8%.
of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
Był błaznem, ale naszym błaznem.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
A może by tak dać w opanowanie w sumie? Gdzie jest opanowanie? Tutaj. 1 punkcik. Tak, mam 2 do rozdania, więc 1 damy w opanowanie. Co stałoby się, gdybym zboostował wewnętrzne imperium na maksa? A może 2 w opanowanie? Nie, damy 1. Co ja miałem zboostować? No właśnie, co? Empatię? Albo siłę woli? Zboostujmy siłę woli. Będziemy mieli zajebiście silną wolę. Tak, nieziemski wybór jest spory. Najlepsze jest to, że już teraz wiem, że w zależności od tego, co bym rozwijał, to inne aspekty osobowości by się wtrącały do rozmów i wyglądałoby to trochę inaczej. Więc myślę, że kiedyś jeszcze raz przejdę tą grę z zupełnie innymi wyborami. Albo taki run pod elektrochemię. Ćpać, palić i pić. Co może pójść nie tak? Kochaj narkotyki i bądź przez nie kochany. Dobra, dajmy na razie panowanie. I powtórzmy rzut. Muszę zgadać jeszcze raz. 17%.
Feels like being on recon again.
To już jest realne. Come on, come on, come on.
Still, all you see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with a civilian attire.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer?
Dziękuję za
We
poświęcony
still
czas.
have a game to finish.
Czy chociaż skończył mi się quest? Tak. Mogę pójść do Everarta. Muszę zgadać z Kuno. Czy Kuno będzie chciał ze mną teraz jeszcze gadać w ogóle? Powinienem też pójść do księgarni. Znaleźć swoje heraldyczne zwierzę. Nie powiem, jestem trochę przytłoczony.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Szukam książki o kakadu.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Do widzenia, pani handlarko książkami. To były biografie? Nie, to jest książka o kakadu.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Oda wrzask. Przykartkuj książkę.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems. You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
Co to jest za przewodnik po kakadu, proszę pani?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Nie, nie będę kradł. Nie tym razem, kupmy to. Stać nas.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Po cholerę mi książka o kakadu. Tu w ogóle potrzebuję jeszcze boomboxa. Mogę otworzyć notatnik bez kitu. To po kolei
It's the letter you
notatnik.
found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Dobra, spróbujmy. 58%.
Just relax.
Kurde.
The two sides of the board are
Easy.
slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know.
Dlaczego mam opcję jebać to, chowam ten notatnik? Otwórz przygródkę.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
Co jest w środku?
Two ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Co do kurwy? Zabij się, kurwa, dupku? Dlaczego to jest opcja dialogowa? Dlaczego? Czy mogę zapisać? A, trójkę wybierz pani, trójkę. Dobra, lecimy z trójką. Jestem po prostu ciekaw.
The words just crossed your mind somehow.
Do kogo były skierowane?
Who do you think?
Do nas samych.
You.
Przez chwilę myślałem, że jak wybiorę trójkę, to nasza postać faktycznie po prostu się zabije. Bo nie wiem, notatnik jest dla niej tak traumatyczny, że nie wiem, czego ja się spodziewałem, naprawdę. Weź odcinki biletów.
Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. They let you go there too. You should go and kill yourself there.
Dlaczego, kurwa? Teraz rozumiem, dlaczego część nas nie chciała otwierać tej przygródki. To są tak traumatyczne wspomnienia, że po prostu chcemy to zakończyć. Weźmy kartkę.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Najpierw powąchaj. To nic, że ten notatnik był w kiblu.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Otwórz ją.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting.
Złamane serce. Stąd myśli samobójcze.
Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
Ale poczuję się szczęśliwy.
Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez, flapping street signs and window blinds.
To list pożegnalny.
come outside.
Co?
Far away and outside, the reeds hiss with desperation. Step out.
Wezmę to na zewnątrz. Dla dramatyzmu. No jeszcze w międzyczasie książka o kakadu.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile
Tak dla zmiany
crest
tematu.
found on the Seminole Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Dobrze, co jeszcze?
This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Bang Bang Kakadu. Dlaczego to brzmi jak tytuł piosenki z lat 80.? No dobra, jakie problemy mają te ptaki?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Chyba bym wytrzymał. Miło byłoby mieć kogoś do pogadania w chwilach samotności.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
No tak, to faktycznie źle. Coś jeszcze?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Tak, ale w kakadu też musi być coś wspaniałego.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Zajebiste ptaki. 135 decybeli. Przeczytaj o... Nie, zacznijmy od krasnogłowej, najpowszechniejszej.
Despite its banging name, the bang bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name bang bang is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Błąd w tłumaczeniu jest. Ognista czuba miała być krasnogłowa. A ognista czuba?
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold and beautiful species.
Przeczytaj o żałobnicy żółtosternej.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Cool. Szczerze mówiąc, brzmi to trochę jak ptasia wersja mnie.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
O, a jeśli jestem po prostu zjebadu? Kakadu, która wszystko musi zjebać?
You're right. You're a fuckatoo embodied. This sorry-ass bird belongs on your heraldry. It probably doesn't even have feathers and only screams.
Fakatu. Dobra, odłóż książkę. Poznaliśmy nasze zwierzę heraldyczne. Zjebadu. Teraz pójdziemy popłakać na zewnątrz, czytając list od ukochanej. Ale to dosłownie za minutkę. Dajcie mi chwilę, skoczę tylko do kibla. Dobra, lecimy dalej. Swoją drogą, ten tooltip mi o czymś przypomniał. Mamy latarkę. Czy jeżeli wchodząc do nowych lokacji, gdzie jest ciemno, miałbym latarkę, to widziałbym więcej obiektów do interakcji, czy po prostu widziałbym cokolwiek? To naprawdę nie jest gra na jedno przejście. Co ja miałem dalej zrobić? Zagadać do Kuno. Kuno nas nienawidzi. Co jest zrozumiałe trochę. Ale spróbujmy. Rozbawiliśmy go sekcją.
The kid doesn't even look at you. You're dead to him.
Aha, spaliliśmy ten most. Chodźmy do Garta. Potem pójdziemy sprzedać buteleczki i zapytać o lodówkę.
Can I help you?
Co do mojego rachunku za dzisiejszą noc.
Got the 20 real?
Tak, 20 reali.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Wygląda na to, że potrzebuję lodówki.
Yes. For the dead body.
Skąd on to wie?
A dead corpse into my fridge, right?
Flattery is the way.
Tak, słyszeliśmy, że macie tu ogromną lodówkę, kolosalną, mauzoleum niemalże.
You've heard wrong, and you're not putting a dead body into my fridge.
Damn, I thought the size thing would work.
Dlaczego?
Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No.
Okay.
The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Próbowaliśmy.
Wow. Turn the lieutenant off like he was a busted old radio. He really is the lord of his realm.
Let's go talk to the freight clerk.
Tak, myślałem, że i tak skończę w sklepie. Ale w międzyczasie zróbmy save'a. Coś tu mamy? Hajs. Zagadajmy z kucharzem.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Potrzebuję lodówki do przechowywania ciała.
The man keeps shaking his head. His eyes seem sad. Then he starts swiping crumbs off the countertop.
I don't think he understands, officer. We need to find some other way to make ourselves clear.
Zaraz, w jakim on języku mówi?
He's from Grad, a Koiko.
With the mention of the word Koiko, the cook starts talking excessively, his hands up in the air again. He's happy for some reason.
Muszę wsadzić ciało, wskaż na kimo do lodówki, wskaż na lodówkę.
Why am I the corpse? Doesn't matter. I don't think he understood us anyway. He wouldn't be smiling if he did.
Wykonaj przypominający dźganie ruch w stronę mięsa na desce do krojenia.
What are you doing?
The cook looks at you doing the charade and smiles.
Wskaż na lodówkę.
The cook says something. It's quite animated, but you still don't understand.
Nie mam nawet opcji, żeby przerwać ten dialog. Muszę wsadzić ciało do tej lodówki, wskaż na lodówkę.
Oh, no. Body no fit fridge. Fridge more.
Skąd wiesz, może to małe ciało?
No. I know.
Listen to him. This is a man who clearly knows about bodies and fridges, and bodies fitting into fridges.
Okay, We have our answer. It won't fit. We need a bigger fridge.
Wiesz, co jest za tymi drzwiami?
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Leo mówił, że przyjaźnisz się z Manianą, to prawda?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends?
Dobra, a nie możemy pójść po Manianę i wziąć go za tłumacza? Co jest w tym barszczu, który tu gotujesz? Wskaż na duży garnek.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Tak, kiwnij głową.
Boys need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men
Czyli
happy
nie
and in
dragi.
good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself!
Dobra, ale wódkobarszczyk może wiedzie.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Nie, nie wodka. Mniej ognia.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Chyba nie potrzebuję nic więcej, nie rezygnuj ze swojej męskości. Czyli rozwiązaliśmy sprawę u barszczyku. Spodziewam się, że nie wiem, szprycują robotników, żeby byli bardziej agresywni. A to tylko wódeczka.
You see a heavy steel door.
Dobra, tu nic nie zrobią. Chodźmy do sklepu. Żebyśmy schowali trupa. Mam też jeszcze jeden punkt, który mógł dać w coś. Na przykład w percepcję. Co mi niewiele da, to nie ma sensu. Aczkolwiek konceptualizację wydaje mi się, że mogłem inaczej zacząć tę grę. Znaczy, podoba mi się opcja z psychę. Budowa ciała trochę mnie zawodziła do tej pory. Co było odpowiedzialne za strzelanie? Percepcja, tak? Nie mogłem trafić, bo percepcja zawiodła. Zostawmy to na razie. Z tobą powinienem pogadać, żeby dowiedzieć się, kim jest kierowczyni, ale nie wiem, czy masz opcję w ogóle.
Looking for something?
Wiem, że nie mówisz mi prawdy. Gadaj, gdzie jest kierowczyni.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Po pierwsze, wiedziałeś, że Sileng tego nie zrobił.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
To czemu się uśmiechasz?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cubs don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
A kto niby ma? Ty?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Skrzyżuj ramiona na piersi i kiwnij głową.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all of other unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Nic nie mów.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peonist job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
Mhm.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Teraz my to zjebiemy.
Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It
Dobra.
would be easy to break him.
83%. To się musi udać, prawda? Nie zjebiemy tego. To jest na bardzo wysoka szansa.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Swoją drogą, czy gdybym cały czas miał beznadziejne rzuty, tak w każdym teście, w każdym dialogu, czy dałoby się skończyć tą grę? Czy jest po prostu mechanika, że w końcu musi mi się udać? Albo opcja frajera, że istnieje ścieżka po prostu bardzo długa, gdzie mimo beznadziejnych rzutów i braku dedukcji mogę to ukończyć, bo jednak znajdę dowody siłą rzeczy. Pokaż mi ciężarówkę w tej kurwa chwili. Gdzie jest ciężarówka tej kobiety?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Będę cię jebał do końca mojego życia, rozumiesz? Byłem przy twojej zasranej ciężarówce. Wiem, gdzie ona jest. Wskaż ją. Spalę ci ją, rozumiesz?
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Gdzie dokładnie jest jej ciężarówka?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Dobra, idę stąd. Mamy progres. Wow. Nie spodziewałem się tego. Teraz tak, po kolei. Sprzedajemy buteleczki.
The tear machine stands in the... Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
Może nie tym razem.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Macie lodówkę?
Right behind you.
Masz rację, to faktycznie lodówka ekstra.
Yeah.
Muszę przechować w niej ciało.
You're joking, right?
Nie żartuję, muszę przechować w waszej lodówce ciało wisielca.
Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
No shit. Szkoda, to byłoby takie piękne.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dobra, odejdźmy. Skoro te opcje nie wyszły... Co mogę zrobić? Czy jest tu samochód chłodnia? W ogóle najpierw dokończmy czytanie listu miłosnego. To będzie bardzo smutne.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers.
Tak,
Without
przegródka.
resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other.
Weźmy kartkę jeszcze raz, teraz, kiedy jesteśmy na zewnątrz.
Inside, you see two ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Kiedy pada deszcz i nie widać naszych łez.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Otwórz ją.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside
Dobra,
a
to
young
było.
woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile.
To też już
You
było.
think, Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read. Throw it away, please.
Ale poczuł się szczęśliwy.
No. A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it. Now that you're out, let go.
Let go.
Okej. Trudne się wylosowało. Czy chcemy dowiedzieć się, dlaczego staliśmy się alkoholikiem? Co to było?
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill.
Czy pozwalamy przeszłości odejść? Dreszcze każą mi ją wyrzucić, siła woli też. Czy słuchamy naszej psychiki? Nie puszczaj jej, przeczytaj.
Your hands shake, holding on to it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Czytaj dalej.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Aha.
No. Hold on.
Trzymaj się.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Padnij na bok. Nie przeczytałem akt sprawy. Czy ja kurwa umarłem?
There is nothing. Again.
Niczego.
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Leż po prostu nieprzytomny.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Kto to?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
A kto to był?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Nie, było czadowo. Czułem miły chłód.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
A więc zdaje się, że moje imię to Harry.
Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry.
To jak mam na imię?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
Czy to było ex coś? Czy to był...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Nie, była piękna.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Gdzie jest Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Dość, leż po prostu bez ruchu.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
A co to jest zimne?
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Gdzie jestem?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
Pij.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Pijemy.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
Nawiązałem kontakt z wypalonymi ruinami przeszłości, poruczniku.
That does sometimes happen.
Notatnik porażki i nienawiści.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Rozwiążmy tę sprawę.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Okej. Wewnętrzne imperium, empatia. Tracimy władczość, której i tak nie używam. Prawdziwy detektyw. Ale zbieramy śmiecie i otwieramy śmietniki. Nie spodziewałem się tego. Ale tak na serio. Potrzebuję lodówki. Co ja mógł zrobić z lodówką? Kim? Podpowiesz? Kim? Kimi?
Yes?
Widzę, że nie podpowiesz. Czy w Lombardii nie ma lodówki? Czy jeden kierowca nie przyjechał samochodem chłodnią? Siema. Tak poza tym to...
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with
Szukam czegoś,
anything.
co mogłoby odtworzyć taśmę na potrzeby policyjne.
Yeah, we still have those boomboxes on the shelves.
Mam jeszcze coś na sprzedaż.
Sure. Let me have a look.
Otwórz menu sprzedaży.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Pocztówka. Zdjęcie szczęśliwej pary. Czy ja chcę to sprzedać? Pocztóweczka. Oddałbym to René raczej.
Another time, perhaps.
Tak. Gdzie był boombox? Tu był
The
boombox.
boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape-reel eyes.
Czy mógłbym szybko sprawdzić jedną taśmę na którymś z tych odtwarzaczy?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Czy mógłbym dostać zniżkę na ten odtwarzacz policyjną?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
A man like that in a neighborhood like this, in a rickety house falling into the sea, there's fear in him. Use it to your advantage.
Nie boi się pan zamaskowanych strzelców, walącego się u dachu, zabójczych fal, wypadków lotniczych, nieudanych operacji? Zapłacał 4 reale.
No, not really. I expect momentous change at any moment, but it seems that you are. Fine. 4 real it is.
Success. Sort of. Whatever gets the job done, right?
Dziękuję panu za zniżkę, oto pieniądze za odtwarzacz.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Tak w ogóle czym jest biała żałoba? Widzisz samego siebie z góry, leżysz nieprzytomny na niebieskich kafelkach podłogi w pokoju hostelowym. Nawet z tej odległości widzisz, jak poruszają ci się powieki. Na co to reakcja? Wielki biały obiekt uwalnia swój słodki, konwaliowy zapach. Człowieczek zapomniał własne imię, ale wciąż pamięta to uczucie. Popatrz, rusza się, skłania go ono do ruchu. Instynktownie sięga po najlepszą przyjaciółkę tego uczucia, butelkę czerwonego komandosa. Zakłada swoje diskociuchy, robi się coraz mniejszy i mniejszy. Ciekawe. Nie, żebym mógł coś z tym zrobić. Lodówki też tu nie ma. Potrzebny mi samochód chłodnia.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Spróbujmy
What's up?
empatii.
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Jak to znajoma?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land.
Dokąd prowadzi?
Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines. To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revershaw, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin, the border approaches.
Co jest za granicą?
You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
Co jest na południowym zachodzie?
Excuse me?
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
Cholera, rozumiem tęsknotę, czuję coś podobnego od kiedy się obudziłem.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Jak to jest za kimś tęsknić?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, Copman? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
Tęsknił za kimś, ale nie wiem, kto to jest.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
To na razie wszystko, pa. Tęsknota.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Czyli to jednak jest kierowczyni, tak? Za zieloną ciężarówką. Ale tego dowiemy się jutro. Dzisiaj to będzie tyle. Szczerze mówiąc, nie wiem, dokąd to prowadzi. Nie wiem, gdzie szukać lodówki za bardzo. Nie mam za bardzo pomysłu na wiele rzeczy. Nie mam pojęcia, gdzie jest odznaka. Nie mam pojęcia, gdzie jest... Znaczy nie, pistolet ma Everard. Muszę pójść do Everarda. Tam też pchnę trochę fabułę. Na pewno muszę zająć się trupem. Także... Myślałem, że skończę tę grę przed świętami, a wielkim sukcesem jest to, że zdjąłem trupa. W każdym razie dzięki za dzisiaj i uważajcie na siebie i do zobaczenia jutro. Ale mam mindfuck czasami po tej grze. Naprawdę. Zajebiste. Nie wiem, dokąd to zmierza. Ale i tak się świetnie bawię. Dobra, trzymajcie się i do jutra. Hej.